Previously.
I had a 9mm pistol in the back of my head, and the police officer said, "Today is your last day."
I got chills, man.
I asked my professors, what's the best way? I'm not smart. I'm not gonna be a doctor. I'm not gonna be a lawyer, right? I mean, those are professions that I'm just not. I'm not that guy.
Right.
So how do I make the most amount of money the fastest that I can? And I would never forget. His name is Ed Mayo, a business professor, passed away. He said, "You have to go into sales." And I said, "Sales, okay." And nobody's told me any of this. I mean, this has never been a conversation with my family or any uncles, relatives, cousins, no one. You have to go into sales, and you have to be commission based. And so I said, well, how do you do that? And he says, well, you can go and here's the direction. You change your major to, business, sales and business marketing. You take business courses. You understand accounting. And so what I did is I changed that. After that weekend, I changed my major to sales and business marketing with a minor in accounting. And I worked my ass off for 4 years to make sure that I graduated from college. And then when I graduated, they had a list of sales jobs, and I went in, and really the first question was, how much money can I make? It wasn't, is this a good company? Is this a good job? Is this a good location? It was, how much money can I make? Because again, I gotta level the playing field, and I don't want my son or daughter to be in a situation like that I was in.
Right.
And the only way I thought was to even the playing field was to make money. And that, honestly, man, has been my driver, and it still gets me up and fired up even today.
It's interesting, man. I feel like a lot of us are either, we say this, we're either running away from pain or we're running towards pleasure. And that is a motivate. I can see, man, how that is so motivating. Another thing you said too, which is, I just think about young people today, and especially young black people. Their model of how to get wealthy is what's celebrated in the media, man, is athlete, rapper, whatever, and so of course you didn't have any models of like, how do I go do this, go build this. And that's why I love having you, man, and doing this, because like, you weren't the rapper, you weren't right. You wanted to be a basketball coach because you knew you wasn't going to the NBA.
Exactly. I'm 6'1.5", and I count that half, so like, I knew I wasn't going to be an athlete, a professional athlete. I knew that I couldn't be, or it was too far-fetched to think that I was going to be a rapper or have made it big. I mean, and the reality is, like, those people make it, 1%, 0.5% of those people make it out of their situation and become a professional athlete.
Right.
It's not it's not what you think. I mean, there's a lot of, you look at the football players and you say, okay, there's a lot of football players there, but there's a lot of people that were on that track that didn't make it. So luckily, man, my story was just that. And I started off selling corporate benefits right out of college, and was driven. You talk about, the 4-hour work week. I was working the 80-hour work week, weekends, holidays, you named it. I was in the office, and I was grinding, and I did that for the first 7 years of my career. Got to a point where the company said, "Hey, we like what you're doing. You want to move to someplace else?" Which, in the back of my mind, I had tried out, or not tried out, but interviewed for a number of positions that were outside of Michigan, because Michigan is one of the most segregated places on this planet. And so I was trying to interview to get out of Detroit, in that area, got turned down a couple times, and then the last time, 7 years in, they said, hey, you want to go to San Diego? Now, San Diego had no business. We had 0 clients here. And so they said, hey, you want to start the San Diego office? And I said, well, yeah. Where's the book of business? Where's the revenue coming from? Well, there's no revenue. So, okay. Well, then that means I got to start this from scratch. Correct. So it was me and an assistant, and we started building, this what is now the San Diego office, which is one of the top producing offices in the country.
And what does top producing mean? What you took it from 0 to what?
So we're about 65 million right now.
Wow.
And that's all corporate benefit, insurance sales.
Wow. So that professor, the guy who said if you want to make it or where to start sales, how good of advice was that?
That was amazing advice. But what was even funnier was his definition of success was $80,000 in a company car. So if you can make $80,000 and you got a company car, you are the man. And so it was probably, I think it was my second year into the business, and I made 80 grand. I made 100 grand. And I called him up and I said, hey, I just made 100 grand. And they pay for my mileage. So it's not a car, it's not a company car, but they pay for my mileage. And he was like, you've made it. Now I make 100 grand a month.
So you called him up.
Yeah.
Keep going what you were saying. So
so I called him up and he was like, yeah, that was you're the man. You have made it. You are the man. And when you hear that from someone who you aspired, he had inspired me. I thought that was it. I thought that I had made it, making 100 grand a year. And they're paying for my expenses. Things are good. And the reality, man, is like, if you're making 100 grand, even back then, that's not any money, man. That's not money to get you comfortable.
Right.
And so the number continued to go up for me, and I continue to continue to make more and more money. But again, the philosophy, the mindset was make the money and save the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't, it took my manager to even have me invest in my 401k, because in my mind, well, that 401k, I'm not gonna be able to touch it. So if I put it there and I can't touch it, then it's not really my money, right? It's fake money. It's gonna be money when I turn 62 or 65 or whatever it is, but that's not real money. So I would just take money and put it in my bank account. Spend money, save money. I was making $450,000 and I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Because you still had that mindset.
I had the mindset of
save,
and the mindset scarcity, man.
Yeah. And
the mindset of, if something happens to my job, if someone doesn't like me, if someone fires me, if the rules change, and now I got to go start over, I'll at least have some money that I've saved to kind of to lean back on.
Right. That's the whole point of like this idea behind Think Wealthy is that
right.
It so much starts with thinking. Like right behavior starts with right thinking.
Yeah.
And if you don't got your thoughts right, how can you ever? You can never really behave in the way that it takes to grow and build wealth or become successful. Yeah. You're the exception in that, and I say you, but like, getting into sales and having that mentor to say, hey, go do this. There's a lot of folks, man, who have, like us, similar, what we would call poor dad. Yeah, right. That never really get out of that mindset because that's their normal. Right.
Well, for, my dad grew up, in the, like, you talk about poor. They were really poor. He had, 3 brothers and a sister and a 1-bedroom house. Right. And then they had cousins and uncles and other people that would also stay in that house. You know, like, I mean, you know, his upbringing was, you know, when the toilet tissue ran out, that was it. I mean, that you got to go to the bathroom. So what? The toilet paper's gone. You got to wait until the next time we go to the store, or excuse me, you got to wait till the next time we have enough money to go to the store to buy toilet tissue. So there was no heat, there was no air. So when he's in his mind, he's like, he's made it because he's got heat and air.
Yep. Right.
He's got our bellies are full.
Mm-hmm.
When he would go to bed, you know, with you know hungry, and my mom same way.
Man, what you're saying is so like this idea of generational wealth, like it's also a generational mindset, 100%. And so you know, someone has to break that eventually, right? For that to for that to change, you know. But this is also the importance of this, like generational wealth, and more importantly, man, generational mindset. Like the mindset then you can you'll translate to your kids is just having enough, son.
Yes.
That's not wealthy.
Right.
Hey, that was part 2. If you want to see part 3 with Karl, make sure you click right here so you can check out the next one, and then hit that subscribe button below so you never miss a video on this channel. Think wealthy. Cheers.